In this episode, my brother and I fulfill a dream we've had for years, buying a proper Australian skiff cheap on Facebook Marketplace and then taking it to the Easter regatta we go to every year, sailed in an ancient volcano. 10:20 on Monday night. This boat, 12-foot skiff, has to be on the start line at 2 o'clock Friday. It's as we sailed it last time, so haven't touched it yet. But so much to do. You've got to get rid of the slipperiness, got to get all the control systems to work. I have had the sails out and they're at the sailmaker at the moment, getting all patched up. So you got, I think there's about 10 different sails with him at the moment. We've got a new life wire strop getting made for the number 2 rig. So there's a whole lot that's got to come together. We just solved one problem with the moth, got that all sorted. And suddenly now we're back in the same race against time to get this one ready for the Easter regatta. So let's get into it and get this thing sorted. So the first problem with this boat being recently painted was that it was too slippery to sail and I kept falling over. Luckily, my friend Luka from Damic Design in Sydney sells deck grip, and he kindly sent me a couple of sheets so that we could fix this up and give me a chance at being able to sail the boat without ending up in the bottom of it. So first I flipped the boat over, which wasn't too hard because these boats are designed to be rigged on their side and the trolleys are built for it. Then I gave it a really good wipe down with metho. I could have used acetone, but I wasn't sure what the paint on the boat actually was, and I don't think my brother would have been too happy if I accidentally stripped the paint off his new boat. I then went to Bunnings and bought a sheet of cardboard and cut it up into strips that were all the same size before using a hot glue gun to make like a template of the actual cockpit floor so that I could cut out the deck grip to the right shape. So I got this cheap ink roller off Amazon, which I use to kind of roll the deck grip on and avoid any bubbles. Basically, you just peel off like a 100mm strip at the top, and then you can like line that up so that that's all in the right spot. And then as you roll it on, if your template was good, you should end up with the deck grip in pretty much the spot that you need. So next we had to make new bow numbers because the ones that came with the boat were peeling off. My fiance Beck has this Cricut machine that can cut stickers, so she kindly did this for us. Maybe to pay her back, we could get like 3,000 comments about how good her nails look. I'm sure that'll make her really happy. I went with the sort of sprint car font because I reckon the 12-foot skiff's like the sprint car of the sea. It's just all raw power, lightweight. It just fitted, so that's why we went with that. I managed to get my hands on some of the new 25mm blocks the day they were released to the public, which happened to be like the day before Easter, so that worked out pretty well for me. And I used them to sort of improve the Vang system, which you'll see a little bit more of shortly. But before I went to bed this day, I thought I better just start on those trapezes because they were a bit of an issue last time we went sailing. So I spiced up some Dyneema, put some thimbles in the top, and then I think I went to bed and that was the end of this day. Less than 36 hours till this thing's got to be on the start line, 3 hours away. So much to do. The local rigger made up a new hook swage for our number 2 rig today, kindly, so he squeezed that into his job list. So that way we'll be able to have the number 2 jib. This goes in the mast, this connects to the jib life wire and connects the two. So that was the bit we were missing the other day. So we've got that. Got a shackle to go on it. But so much to do on the boat, like the more I do, the more I find. I found this crack in the bow I've got to fix, so gonna have to sand that all back, laminate it up with carbon. Just so much to do, so get into it and keep going. So while I was spicing up those new trapezes, I realised that this boat somehow didn't have the new trapeze rings that came out like 9 years ago. And being a larger than average human that's sick of breaking trapezes, I thought I better change them too while I'm at it. It was then back into the Vang, so you can see that the primary block up on the boom was kind of like this really old, I don't know what it was, but it was completely stuffed. So that was why the Vang was so hard to pull on. I basically put a 30mm high load on the boom, then a new 25mm one down from there. I think they're 20mm orbits and both in high load and standard for the rest of it. And then I sort of finished it off by deciding that, shackles aren't blocks and I should have a block leading it up to the cleat as well. I'd also fixed that crack I found in the bow the night before, but the camera had gone flat, and I've done enough carbon repairs on this channel that I think people are probably overseeing me do carbon band-aids. I used sort of high strength carbog because we were really running out of time, so I just quickly did that and then whacked our sprint car stickers on the front and I think that came up pretty good for a sort of job we did ourselves. Once I'd finished sanding off the carbog, I really quickly used the offcuts of the deck grip just to make the boat a bit easier to trapeze on. It was then time to get up early Friday morning, put on some Bar Karate, the sailing podcast, and then just drive like 230k down to Camperdown. So this is Lake Bullen-Merry, a 70 metre deep, ancient volcanic lake formed tens of thousands of years ago by overlapping volcanoes. It's easy to see why it's often called the Lake Garda of the Western District. Every Easter, there's a regatta where everyone comes down and camps next to the lake and sails a variety of boats over the entire weekend. For the Friday, we quickly put in our big rig and sort of figured out how it all goes together eventually, keeping in mind this is only the second time we've ever sailed this boat and the first time with the right rig, and quickly headed out to the start line. Just looking at this committee boat. Under. I think.
Yeah, under.
Above.
Yeah.
Easy shape.
Please!
This is so good. 5.
I
Got that. 3. So we dropped the kite, jibed around, and just made it to our start. I thought we'll get a nice midline start. I've got the rest of the fleet up on my windward hip, and this Sharpie's down on the pin. I'll ignore the fact that the Sharpie sailed by like 3 individual champions, including the guy that just skippered the Team Victoria boat at the 18-foot Skiff World Championships. And we'll just drop the bow, and we should be able to get over to that next point pretty quick and tack on the ley line. I then realised my mistake. So I've bought a 12-foot long boat, and we've put 250 kilos of crew weight in it, and our hull speed's only like 4.7 knots if we're not planing. And that was a pretty brutal lesson when you've got a Sharpie that's almost 20 foot long that you're trying to outpace, and the thing just ends up right in front of you within about 30 seconds. Then a B14 goes past, sailed by my friend, and then an RS 100. So this was a pretty brutal upwind. Got it. So we got to the top mark, fairly well behind the rest of the fleet. Now we just had to use our giant spinnaker to try and catch up. Thank you.
Going out.
Sheet on. Breeze on in 2, 1.
Not go down into boats.
Okay. Yeah. Surely they'll tack before this.
Poke up a little.
Yep.
Yeah, we're good. Can we just run down a touch?
Yeah, I just want to get below there, yeah.
Don't hit the ground.
We'll be right. Bit of compression here, yep. Then we've got to jibe out and come back at it.
Yeah.
Ready? 5,
Okay, yep.
4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Big weight up, big weight up. Yep, hook on. Out you go. Into it with the acceleration.
Okay. Here we are.
Yep.
Above or below Sharpie?
Above.
Stop it!
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come in, over sheet, here we go. You gotta get on the air quicker.
I'm gonna get the sheet in my hand before we go.
Okay, just watch this A-class. Dave's tipped over in front of us. Okay, up we come. 3, 2, 1, watch the acceleration.
Yep, easing. Okay.
Here we are.
Pressure.
Okay.
Got a fireball above us. Now?
10 seconds.
Okay.
Nice. Very good. Very good.
Got a knot.
You right?
Pointers on it.
Yeah, you got time. You got time. By the bottom mark, we were up into second position, our big spinnaker having done its job. Now we just had to chase down that Sharpie sailed by a bunch of champions, and yeah, we'd be back in the lead.
Okay.
Hunter.
Is that enough?
Yep. Yep.
Coming.
Yep. Your main sheet. Okay, your back foot over to my front foot. Yep. So we did end up just passing that Sharpie by the bottom mark. However, unfortunately, about 10 metres after the bottom mark, we ran into that hull speed problem again. It's a brutal, yeah, boat upwind in the light.
That fireball's into more pressure.
Yep. Wait up.
Well, that A's going f***ing quick, but then there's nothing on the other side of him. Mine?
Yeah, flat boat. Yep, coming down. Keep him in.
Okay. More Vang, I reckon?
Yep. 2, 1.
Nose down, remember, nose down is good.
Yep, okay. My main.
So,
Go.
down, roll on that.
We also learnt that we really need a big rig because we can't have a couple of lightweight kids that are fit and know how to actually sail their boat outpoint us like this. This was a pretty depressing lee bow as well. But at the top mark, we had my friend on the B14 right next to us, so I thought we were actually going okay considering it was our second time in the boat. Here's Jim.
Ready, hat?
Okay.
Nope.
Yep.
Going. Got that. I'm over.
You're good. Okay. So this was basically caused because the angle of the cleat on the tack line is like completely wrong. So it's really hard to actually pull the tack line out sort of quickly because it's just a nightmare. And then obviously I was steering a bit hot and over we went. No. Please. Thank you. Can I go out first?
Roger.
Okay. Sheep. Oh. Okay. Well, we got our big kite back up and off we went trying to catch up to the other boats.
Okay. This is okay. We're trying to get up there.
Yeah, but we're not getting that way.
What?
Just getting light.
Is it?
Yep.
You sure?
No, we're okay. Just feels like it. Okay, Arif, you're there. Should be above him.
Yeah. Fax it.
Yeah, get off, get off.
Got a bit away.
Down, down, down. That was scary. Yes. So basically what happened there is we have stays that are made of like a protruded carbon rod and then they're terminated with like Dyneema lashings between there and the chain plates. Unfortunately the Dyneema lashing exploded and we're lucky that we didn't lose the top off our mast. Fortunately the one that broke was the one that only holds up the top of the mast and doesn't really do anything upwind. So we're able to kind of float down to the bottom mark and then yeah, the breeze was building, so we're actually able to put in a decent chase up this final windward work.
What? Mine?
Yeah. Nice, that's good.
Feels way too on top of us.
But can you track me higher? Nice, that's good.
Feels way too on top of it.
It's dead flat. That's good. They always feel like that. The other one needs to do that. Puff in 2. 1, ease into it. Here we go. Like dedication.
What?
If you can reach it, yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. Upright. Okay.
Go down.
Surf down.
That feels way more safe.
Up in 2, 1. Down. Yeah, beautiful. Volcano. Yeah, nice. That's okay, hold there. Got it, got it, got it. Sure. Yep. Beautiful boat upwind. Yeah. Also all round really, as long as it's like lit up. Yeah. Slow. Yeah.
Okay, lead it and cut across.
Stop it! Stop it! There you go! So now that we've got that port starboard out of the way, that didn't go too bad at all. We eventually made it up towards the finish. Because the lake's so deep, the marks are always in the same place, so the finish is always right up under this shore near the campsite. Just a massive thanks to all the people on Patreon that continue to support the channel. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment. I love reading them. Feel free to send me a message on Instagram at Tom Stutchbury Sailing. A massive thanks to my brother who sold his 59er to fund this dream of ours that we've been talking about for years. I think this boat's awesome and I can't wait to sail it more. It was great to see some RS 100s out there just sailing on a beautiful lake on a beautiful night. Next time, it might not be such a good story. Easy sheet.
You okay?